If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coach Copeland, Coach Jones join us from over at Sylacauga High School. The road to Birmingham continues down in Montgomery at Garrett Coliseum on Saturday morning, 10:30 tip. Sylacauga and Charles Henderson of Troy. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good to have you with us. And I guess the defending 5A state championship means just about that as you continue to take another step, possibly toward a Final Four in Birmingham. But a big win, come from behind win over Woodlawn last Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. That's actually in the postseason, our area championship, we won by 5. In the sub-region, we won by 5, and we were trailing part of the game in both games. So you work really hard in your area to host it, and then you have to work hard in the area tournament to be able to host that sub-region game. And that was important for us because we played a good team. Ramsey or Woodlawn, or actually Briarwood, who lost to Woodlawn, solid basketball programs that we had to play in the sub-region.
Yeah, Coach Jones, when I saw the matchup against Woodlawn, I thought, well, Woodlawn, I know, has got a good program over there.
There's no doubt about that. They have an outstanding coach at the helm, and he's been there for years. We played him back in 2006, 7, or 8, and they were a tough basketball team then, and he's been there since then, and they're still a very tough basketball team. Good, great program.
Yeah. Well, it had to feel good cutting down the net Tuesday night, though, as you see some of the pictures there.
It was nice. It was great for the kids. We enjoyed it, but it was great for the kids because they've worked hard, all preseason and into the season. It's a good reward for them.
You come from behind, and that is a good thing to be able to do that. It shows the experience, I guess, of the team and not ever being out of the game.
Go ahead.
Last year's team, that was a trademark for that team also. So it's kind of something that the way we practice, the way we play, is never give up. It's never over until the final second ticks off the clock, and that's what we thrive on. We get down, we bend, but we never break.
Sweet 16, Charles Henderson of Troy, tomorrow morning at 10:30. And, it's do or die. You win, you carry on, you lose, you're done.
Yes, sir. We went in that fourth quarter against Woodlawn down 3, and we told our guys, this is the fourth quarter, this is our quarter, and it's you're down, and you don't want to scare them too bad, but you're saying, hey, Lee, you're down to 8 minutes, and you better step up and play, and it's going to be the same situation tomorrow. You've got to come in there ready to play, or your season's going to be over.
Mm-hmm. Coach Jones, looking at this year's team, a team that's lost a lot of seniors last year, playing pretty doggone good.
They are. We've lost 7 games this season, and by our standards, you look at it and you say that's quite a few games. But our state championship team lost a total of how many? 6. So we're right where we need to be. And if you finish the season undefeated, it means one of 2 things: that you are an outstanding team or you haven't played anybody. So we tried to beef our schedule, and we intend to play tough basketball teams so we can be tested when the time comes for times like this, sub regions and regional tournaments. Hopefully Final Four at the end of the day.
Coach Copeland, talk about this year's squad. As we mentioned, lost a lot of kids off of last year's state championship team, and some guys that are really beginning to step up late in the season and make a difference.
They are. These guys, Coach Jones coached them when they were in JV, and they went 24-1. We had a lot of expectations for them then, and they were, still in the back burner a little bit with the senior class that we had, that won the championship last year. But those guys played a tough schedule as JV, and then this year, getting those guys in and developing through the season, we've really gotten better down the stretch. So,
speaking of JV, not a bad season for them either, Coach.
This year's JV or back when?
Well, last year, and you got some of the kids that are playing on the varsity team, making some contribution that played on that JV team this year.
Yeah, we do. We did pull up Twyman kid. We had Cruz Proctor, of course. Cruz we're very confident in Cruz. Kids not getting it done out there, coach, he'll call Cruz number in in a second. I mean, he won't hesitate. Cruz go. And Cruz has come up and made major contributions to this team this year. County tournament. He was all tournament on which tournament?
All area.
All area. Yeah. So he played well in the county tournament, and then the area tournament, he was chosen as all area candidate.
Right. These guys, a number of them, Coach Copeland, can shoot the basketball. I mean, they're, when they get hot, they're hot.
Yes, sir. We really work hard on shooting. We've got some diversity as far as our guys that can play inside and guys that can make shots. And Max Jackson, Caden Lunsford, those guys have really stepped up and been some shooters for us down the stretch.
Shannon Grant. A young man that we've talked about a lot this season, and Coach Jones, he's been big for you, especially here late.
He has. Last time we were here, we talked a lot about Malik Powell and the leadership and how outstanding he was playing, how he was just playing lights out. And really right now, if you want to focus on a player that's really getting it done, Shannon Grant. He's right where he needs to be at this point. He's right where we expected him to be at this point. So the sky's the limit for that kid. And right now, if it wasn't for him on Tuesday night, I'm not saying we wouldn't have won, but he was a major factor in us winning that ball game. Woodlawn had no answer for that kid.
Coach Copeland, talking about Grant, he's a big kid. How big a plus is to have somebody that's inside that can rebound on both ends and take up a lot of room in the middle?
I think in this day and time, kids watch a lot of television, and there's not that many back to the basket players anymore. And that's one thing we've talked about is get your butt down on that block and seal and post, and you can control both ends. God's given you a talent. He's given you a height. He's given you a body. Use it. And he's done that, and sometimes, he likes to float out, and, he's like all kids, wants to shoot the three-pointer rather than get in there and bang around. But Shannon's matured, and he's listening, and he's done a good job, and he's improving throughout the year. And he's just a junior. He's still young, so.
Yeah.
I was working with my 8-year-old yesterday, shooting hoops, and he likes to shoot the three, Coach Jones, but when it comes to free throws, I mean, he ain't too good at shooting free throws, and I tell him, I said, look, that'll win or lose your basketball games shooting free throws.
You're right. There's an old saying, just for fun, I'll say this. There's two things that don't last long. That's dogs that chase cars and teams that miss free throws. So you tell that 8-year-old that he needs to spend some time at that free throw line. And that's probably why we've struggled some this year, because Woodlawn, I don't know, I think had we made free throws, the game wouldn't have been as hard or tough for us to win. Several games that we played in, we just haven't shot free throws well, and we do work on it. It's just crunch time, we don't make them. We haven't made them. Hopefully that'll change at the region.
Yeah. Coach Copeland, new venue tomorrow. Not a whole lot we know. I was telling you guys before the show that I used to go to rodeos down there, but it's a basketball arena tomorrow.
Well, the good news is it's a new venue for both teams. So they don't play any games there, and we haven't. So we talked about that yesterday, and again, not trying to scare them and say, look, you shot might not be there from the outside, but when you get inside, it's pretty much that glass is going to be there. Use it. You're going to be inside, so use it. But we're tested out with shooting some three-pointers as well.
Talk about this Charles Henderson team. Have you seen tape on them or anything?
Yes, sir. They're very strong defensively. I found a stat yesterday, in their wins, they give up about 41 points a game, and in their losses, they give up about 65. So we've got to come in and be really prepared offensively. For what they throw at us, a new venue, new team. So we've got to be prepared with a lot of different ways to score instead of just sitting back, shooting threes. We've got to make sure we're going inside, hitting the boards, pushing the ball on the break is important tomorrow as well.
Coach Jones, how can you see Sylacauga matching up with Charles Henderson?
The little bit that I know about Charles Henderson is they don't have a star. They're composed of a team-oriented concept. So we don't have to go down there and worry about one player that's going to light us up like we've had to do in the past. And what we've got to do is stay in front of your man, contest shots, and rebound. And I think that if we take care of those three aspects of the game, that we'll be fine tomorrow.
Coach Copeland, this Sylacauga team coming off a 5A state championship last year, you encounter bumps and bruises along the way. You have a guy miss this game, miss that game. I guess tomorrow, hopefully all hands on deck.
We hope so. We're practicing today, and we've got Desmond Jones has been out with an ankle injury, and he's
a good one.
He's a good one. He is, and he's day to day, and we're hoping to find out some good news tomorrow so he can get some more. He's practiced some, but more practice time in today, so we can be full tilt when going into tomorrow.
Is this Aggie team? A lot of times you see teams that it's before them or they don't grasp it. You think this team grasps what's before them, Coach Jones?
At this point, I do. Normally, you can walk into practice and you can tell if our kids are focused, if they're ready to go. And this week, it's been there. Everything, they've worked hard, they've done everything we've asked them to do, and I just feel that this team is ready to go down tomorrow and have a big-time performance, put on a big-time performance tomorrow.
I'm sure, as always, Sylacauga travels well. Usually take a lot of fans. There's a good group in there last Tuesday night at home, and hopefully it'll be that tomorrow.
Great. It was great to see our student section, and they asked for some jerseys to put on. I was like, yes, whatever. You just come here and support us, and they've been great. And look up there and see, and for the kids as well, to look up in the stands and see fans that are there to support us, and because we try to get it out on social media for everybody that can about, we need your support. It's good because, tomorrow Charles Henderson girls play at 9 o'clock. And I know a lot of people are going to be there to see Maori Davenport play, and they're going to have fans there. And then they go back to back at 10:30. So they're going to have some fans there. But we need the city of Sylacauga out to support our team.
Are you surprised that this team has progressed the way they have?
There was times in which, during the preseason and through the season that we didn't know. But I think with adversity and tough games, I think they've become stronger. And I think we've gotten more of an identity as we go down the stretch where the games are becoming more important, especially after Christmas. And the talent is there. And we've said that. The talent is there. It's just, can we develop it? And Coach Jones has done a great job of working with these guys to get them to where we want them to be, because we're trying to set a standard. And we know, the success we had, but we also know the success that Sylacauga High School has had in the past in basketball. Yeah. And we want to keep raising that bar as much as we can and never go back down, no matter the team. And if the kids know that, they're not making excuses on we lost 8 seniors and we lost these guys, but you just keep working in the off season to live up to that standard.
Coach Jones, who you lean on tomorrow?
Well, lately, like I said, we've been going inside to Shannon Grant, and I hope that we can continue to get the ball inside, and he'll continue to have the success that he's had. When you go to those venues like Alabama State and Garrett Coliseum, the shooting may not be where you would like for it to be, because the basket is so far away from the background, and so good teams that shoot well struggle a little bit in that kind of atmosphere. So we want to push the ball up the court.
How do you adjust to that type of arena that you mentioned is a little bit different than what you played in?
I don't know if you can. You just have to go down and if the shot's there, you take it and hopefully it'll fall. But what you really have to do is try to get the ball up the floor and get easy baskets. Get baskets, offense, turn the offense and defense into offense. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Coach Copeland, Coach Jones, our guest this morning from Sylacauga High School. The Aggies get set for the Sweet 16 tomorrow down at Garrett Coliseum. It's a 10:30 tip against Charles Henderson of Troy. And Coach Copeland, this particular basketball team at Sylacauga High School has an opportunity with the state championship last year, which of course is in the past. But this team, I've seen them play a couple of times, and they got some guys on that floor that can play basketball now.
We can, and it's about forming that chemistry and what we're trying to do out on the floor, and taking our personnel, which is different than the personnel last year, and not comparing them and just saying, okay, we're talking about playing defense. What is zone better? It might not have been for last. Is pressing better? And you just have to not compare to last year, but you have to take the kids you have and try to make it where the fives on the floor is in the best offense or defense that you can put out there.
You guys bounce things off one another during a game?
We were bouncing things off each other before we came on here. That's it. And during the game, and it's, I'll listen to what he has to say. And, sometimes, as the head coach, you have to make a decision and to go with something. And you can't, you have to have people that you ask and trust. And I trust this man. And so you have to find out what you want to do and then ask and take opinion. Then you have to make a decision. So
couldn't help but notice the state championship rings on this morning.
Yes, sir.
You don't wear them often during the season. What is this saying to those kids when they see this ring on either one of your hands?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Well, I text Coach this morning around 5 o'clock, and I said, hey, if we're on set today, let's wear our championship rings. And we're very proud of these rings, let me say that. This year's team is capable of getting to the winning the region and getting to the Final Four. It's not going to be easy, and nothing should be easy. But we feel that we're capable of achieving another championship, winning another championship here in Sylacauga, bringing another one.
So,
home.
What's the schedule today? I know you got the tip tomorrow at 10:30. What's the itinerary for you guys?
We're out of school. Well, teachers are in school today. Kids are not. So we're at practice at 11, and then we're going to be fed this afternoon. Steve Lewis, his wife, some people that are supporters come out and going to feed the guys before we load the bus, and we're going to go to Garrett Coliseum tonight and watch Central Coosa play at 7:30 and watch those guys and trying to get a little feel, maybe if it could help just a little bit, of where we're going to play tomorrow. And then we'll check in the hotel and we'll get up in the morning, and because we want to reward the kids. They worked really hard, and so we're going to stay the night.
So there's no shoot around there or anything, right?
No, sir. Okay. We can't. That's they won't let you do that.
Okay.
So unless we wait afterwards, and we might, but we won't try. But anyway, so we're just going to practice this morning, and then we'll go, this tonight and leave and enjoy it, and still try to remain focused and keep stressing these kids. Go to sleep.
Yes.
Get in the bed and go put your head down on the pillow, close your eyes, go to sleep.
Yes.
Wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, and then we're headed on out.
Quick note for both of you, Coach Jones, we'll begin with you as we close the segment out this morning. A little thing that Sylacauga must do well tomorrow.
Of course, it's a given. We've got to defend. Yeah. We've got to defend.
Coach Copeland?
We've got to handle the whole trip today, practice today, making sure we know what's going on, the film study, and for me, when I leave here, it continues to make sure we got everything covered, covering everything tonight, and then tomorrow, going through our warm-up like we're at Sylacauga, like we're in the old gym, new gym, we're warming up, we're running, we're doing things to get ready, and then when that game starts, we're playing basketball, not worried about the surroundings. You're going to get a little bit of that, but you're going in there, you're going to play. Blocking out is the same as blocking out at this gym as it is in that gym.
Good luck to the Aggies tomorrow. Coach Copeland, Coach Jones, our guests this morning. And let's talk next week, talk about a W. How about that?
Yes, sir.
All right. We got more Daybreak coming up right after this.